Hey everyone, welcome to our live today. I'm so sorry I couldn't come last week. I was a little bit down, but um, I'm up right now, and thank God for that. So I'm just going to get right into it. I hope that today will be very productive, as it has always been. Um, Today we are going to be talking about a portfolio for a social media manager and social media manager assistant, as it has always been. Coming, just feel free to like today we are going to be talking about tell me that yes, social media manager here and we can get started. Okay. Okay. So about a portfolio for a virtual assistant who is a social media manager, and it's in line with most of the questions that I've gotten recently. And so I'm just going to answer the question. Um, well, I think I've categorized them. So I answer the question and then I go straight to the portfolio part. Okay. Hi, hey, Christiana. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Welcome. So feel free if you have any questions, just feel free to put it in the comment and I'll answer. So, um, Humu, Franklin, Damilola, Ebim, Powe, Eloho, Nora, basically, um, and some other people have asked certain questions that I'm just going to start with answering, and then I'm going to move straight into because the questions will lead me directly into the topic of today's get together. Okay, so they said that who's this? Okay, well, the first person said that their biggest um, challenge or how they need support is in getting clients, and basically getting clients is just the same thing as doing a business. And I think I said it in my last video. So and I think what I mentioned, like every other business, getting clients is like you need to put yourself out there. And as someone who has been on Fiverr and also currently is trying to figure out how Upwork works, I would say Fiverr is my favorite. Upwork is not very expensive to start with. So put yourself out there on Fiverr. But then the question is the same way you're trying to put yourself out there. That's the same way 1,000 other people are trying to put themselves out there. So you need to be able to stand out, right? You need to be able to stand out. How do you stand out? Especially in cases like um, social media management, where people might or may ask you proof of work, like, will you be able to do this for me? And have you done this before, right? And so if there are 15 people someone is interviewing, and there's someone, two or three people who are able to prove to me that they've done this type of thing before, I'm likely going to want to go with those two people than some other people who have don't have proof, even if they've done it before. The fact that they don't have proof is the problem, right? So today's video is going to be talking about how to get proof, right? So, and that proof is your portfolio. That's what your portfolio is. So basically, portfolio is a document or a page, a landing page, or anything that kind of proves that you've done certain things. And so that's question. I've answered that question, right? So the next question is not related to what we are doing today. She said, I would appreciate a thorough walkthrough on email management and how to use virtual assistant tools. I think I've already done a video about virtual assistant tools, and so maybe you can go watch them. And email management is not as difficult as it sounds. The word management is, sounds big, but it's not as difficult as it sounds, right? Okay. Someone said, guide and coach me on how to I can become a virtual assistant. I already have a video on that. If you have any specific questions, you can feel free to pop it and then I'll answer. Okay. So someone is asking about whether they can use phone, how they can use phone. So my answer to phone, yes, you can use your phone, but basically you can't do everything with phone. You definitely have need a point where you need a laptop. So you might not need to own a laptop, but you need to have an access. Need to have access to a laptop around you, a friend's laptop, your brother's laptop, your sister's laptop. Someone says how to guide on how to become virtual assistant, tools and skills required, tips for landing my first job in a short period of time. I think I already have a video about that, but the short period of time thing, this is not a get rich quick stream of income pathway. This is not a rich quick pathway. So patience is key. Patience is key, okay? Um some free courses on virtual assistants. I think in our community we're going to put that up soon. I think this week or next week we're going to put up at least three places for people who couldn't get into ALX because of the maybe age limit or whatever reason. I think I came up with about three sites where you can do free courses. Of course, you can't compare them to ALX. You just need to be able to be forward thinking, right? You should be able to learn this and learn that and learn that and add everything together. So, certificates don't really matter. Personally, I don't think certificates matter. But if you want certificates, good and fine. I think the most important thing is knowing what you learned and being able to create projects, like having the experience. Be able to create a project that will serve as your experience. What what are the key things I should capture in my portfolio? Okay, I'm going to get right to portfolio, definitely. And basically, I'm not going to create a portfolio here, but I'm going to show you the most important things you need in your portfolio. Okay. We are not designers, but so we definitely use templates to create portfolios, right? But the most important thing is in the project part, right? You need to be able to have projects that reflect where you stand or what you do, or what you stand for. Christiana said, please, I need more understanding of social media advertising for a brand. Okay, so social media advertising, right? SMA is not the same thing as SMM, like social media marketing or social media management. Advertising is quite different, right? It entails knowing how to run ads, ad campaigns. It's definitely that type of social media, that niche in social media management is different, and it will require you to learn a different skill, which is ads, Facebook ads, so Instagram ads, if it's YouTube, YouTube ads, if it's LinkedIn, LinkedIn ads. So that is quite different from social media management. So social media management is basically coming up with campaign strategies, coming up with smart ideas to get people to engage with with your you know with your posts, get people to engage with the brand page, increase engagement, thereby increasing sales and all of that. But advertising is quite different. That one is targeted, involves money, involves learning how to run ads on the particular social media pages that you're trying to work with. Hi Cynthia. Um, where do you suggest we learn social media marketing or management? Yeah, okay. To learn them, okay, I think I'm going to look for some because that's not my niche. But I'm going to look for platforms that are able to teach them well. Because then again, you can go online and there are so many platforms, right? But I don't kind of there are some people that just come up with courses and put it out there, and a course is just a whole course, like social media marketing is just 24 hours, right? But I believe that in order to get the intricacies, like you need to check their course curriculum, check how many hours, check how practical it is, not just about theory. Social social media marketing is so and so, blah 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 blah. But courses that actually make you learn. Another thing with social media marketing, right, is that the best way to learn is by doing, right? So the best way to say that okay, you're a social media manager is actually by creating a social media page and find something to take find something. It can be a business, it can just be a project, a campaign. Like for example, okay, I just an idea just came to me. For example, October is this International Day of the Girl Child. Decide that okay, you're going to create a campaign to raise awareness on one issue about the girl child for October, I think 15th or something like that, and run that campaign from now till 15th, now till October 15th, or now till October, just a 1 month campaign or something. Post again, start the campaign from zero. Sorry, create a page, start from zero, and monitor it. Take screenshots of your analytics, take screenshots of when how it started, how you had nobody there, and monitor the growth and see how well people respond to you. If you get good engagement, it's not much you need to get thanking in 1 month or something. But any type of engagement you're able to get, right? You'll be able to use that, document that process, use it as a project that you worked on as a social media manager, right? And it was just a 1 month project. Now you don't need to say, "Oh, it's my project," right? You can just say you did it for a client. But if you need to say, "Oh, it's your project," then go ahead and say it's your project. So I think that such things, some skills like social media management, are best learned, practically. So sometimes everything is not about registering for this course or that course or this course or that course. Okay. Okay. So the next one is the person is saying practical experience. That's just what I said. Practical experience is go and create a project or help someone who has a project. Tell them that you want to become their social media manager for the project free of charge, and that you do it for 1 month. Monitor your project in 1 month and see how it goes. Give them back their page. Make sure you screenshot things to show that okay, this screenshot actually came from me. Shikina. Then okay. Someone is asking about a community here, and okay, our LinkedIn community is open, guys. So I don't know if anybody here is has been able to join the LinkedIn community. I feel like LinkedIn would be better than WhatsApp because I want it to be a place where, given that LinkedIn is already a professional community, I want it to be a place where we can also learn to build our brand professionally. Helps, help us. Some people here are too used to some other platforms. Not that I'm saying that those platforms are not good. They're so used to Instagram or TikTok, where meanwhile the best platform right now for your current stage, current phase of your life should be LinkedIn. So I decided that okay, let's make LinkedIn our main platform right now so that people would be able to get accustomed to creating posts on LinkedIn because we're going to do all those challenges where we'll tell our committee members to create posts and put it on their own LinkedIn pages, and everybody can go support each other. And we'll do all those challenges where we'll try to reach out and make our LinkedIn page look professional. I notice that some people are just entering LinkedIn for the first time, and so your page, you probably don't even have up to 100 followers or something, 100 connections. So having you don't need to have up to 1,000, but having a number of connections help in credibility because LinkedIn is quite professional, and this is professional. This has to do with career. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so the other questions that I'm seeing here are basically just the same thing. Everybody's just having the issues of where to get started. I've already made a video on where to get started. So if you just have any question, just put it in the comment section of that video, and then I will go over and answer you. Okay. Okay. So now I talked about portfolio. I talked about portfolio in our last live. So I talked about portfolio in our last live, and basically I'm not going to repeat myself on all of the things you need in your portfolio. I'm just going to be specific as per what you need in a social media manager portfolio, which is um, the projects. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about today. Projects. So the project section for your portfolio. So if you have any questions about portfolio, just go back to that video and watch it. I really made sure I took everything one by one. So today I'm just going to be talking about your projects, right? So basically your project or your portfolio, your project section of your portfolio is showing things that you've worked on, campaigns that you've worked on, projects that you've worked on. And what this does for potential clients is that it helps them see where you have experience. Now, if some clients would say, "Oh, you have," so now there are two major categories of businesses: businesses that are B2B, that's business to business, and businesses that are B2C. So business to business, B2B, is these are businesses that are serving other businesses, like consultants. If you're working with a client who is a consultant, so that consultant is looking for other businesses that they would work with. Meanwhile, if you're working for businesses that are B2B, for example, someone who has a Shopify website, someone who sells books online, someone who sells physical products or whatever, Those type of businesses are looking for customers. They are not looking for clients. The other people, B2B, are looking for clients, right? The B2C are looking for customers because they sell directly to the customer. Customers make use of the products or their services. So, um, what I'm trying to say is that these types of businesses are quite different, and the approach is quite different. The way you market a B2B business is different from the way you market a B2C business. The language is different, right? So if your portfolio has um, language that's more friendly with the B2C business, like casual languages and all of that, and your client is a B2C client, the person would feel like, oh, I feel like she has experience in addressing, in marketing or working with businesses that are B2C, right? On the other hand, if you have a project that is a B2B project, and then the client is a B2B project, a B2B client, the client has would feel like, oh, this project actually, they will relate with the project you have on your portfolio. Okay. So some people don't niche down. Some media managers don't niche down. They are both B2B, they are B2C, in the sense that they have B2B projects on their portfolio and B2C projects on their portfolio. So that when any type of clients come, they will have a chance of working with any of them. They don't want to specialize in a particular niche, so to speak. Okay. So you want to, in the beginning, you want to do what you can do, because it might be difficult for you to, especially when you don't have experience, it might be difficult to start doing certain types of, just creating projects that are B2B. It will not be easy. Just do what you can do, and then over time, you can now start, when you have time, you can now start making things up and putting over there. Okay. So now let's go directly to example of projects that you can put um on your portfolio. So the first project you can do is an Instagram growth campaign. What do I mean by this? Now, most of us know that most businesses some businesses on Instagram are B2C, B2C. And when you decide to do an Instagram growth campaign, now the idea, the objective of this job, this project right now, is to grow the Instagram account from 100 to whatever it is you want to grow it to, from 100 to 1,000. Now, the the strategy that you're going to use to grow these things, the strategy that you're going to implement will be different from if the objective was engagement, to engage. Maybe they already have a lot of followers, they just need people to be engaging in their posts. Okay. It means that in your portfolio, when you're in the description section, when you're saying, oh, I grew this platform from 100 to 500 in 1 month, you would make it seem like you will be able to mention that the objective was growth and not engagement. So that in case if they look at the post and they don't see engagement, they're not going to feel disappointed, because you know exactly what the aim of what you're doing was. The aim was not to create engagement. If engagement came, good and fine. It's a bonus for you. But if engagement did not come, then do show that, okay, in this campaign, I was able to create, I was able to grow followership from 150 to 1,000 in 6 weeks. Okay, so that is something you can show. So you can actually have in your portfolio, you can actually have two different Instagram projects, and one is just a growth objective, and the other one is an engagement objective. And another one can even just be awareness objective, where, so you notice that the metrics that you're going to show, the things you're going to show for the engagement projects will be different from, even if it's the same account that you're working with. The metrics that you're going to show for the engagement will be different, because now you're going to be showing, oh, this is the number of people that engaged with my got. We had an average of 24 likes per video, or as against 3 likes per video that it used to be. That's an engagement metric. That's the metrics that you're using to measure what is going on in that particular platform. Do you get? So being able to understand these difference will help you organize your portfolio in a way that the clients will know that, oh, this person knows what they do. So it's not just about going and creating accounts and say, oh, I grew this account. What what is the client looking out for? So now if you have some Instagram page that you grew, and you have some Instagram page that you grew the engagement, the other one you grew the numbers. The client know that, oh, this person actually has a good knowledge of social media growth and a good knowledge of social media engagement. Okay, so it kind of makes you stand out. So you understand how important a portfolio is. This will help you understand how important a portfolio. It's easier to explain that, oh, I've done this before, once you're showing your portfolio, because your portfolio is showing, is speaking for you. You don't need to talk too much. Your portfolio is speaking for you. Okay, so um the second thing you can show on your, I've actually now mentioned some. I mentioned the Instagram growth campaign, and then I mentioned the Instagram engagement campaign. But the next thing I'm going to mention now is a Facebook ad campaign, right? So then again, this is ads, right? So that's if you, this is not for social media marketing, except you have advertising skills, right? But this is basically what someone who's social media advertiser would do. So in this case, people who people who want to have some sort of program, say they are looking to have a program, or they are doing a discount, they are doing some sort of bonus in their business, and they want people to um, buy from them. So in this case, this type of project is what you do. So this kind of project is actually very expensive for you to recreate. The other ones are easier to recreate, right? Because you can just decide to create an Instagram account and grow it and say it to you. But this one, because it will need you to actually spend money, it's quite difficult to start. That's why most social media advertisers are difficult to, except they're able to get someone to do campaign for sure. So it's difficult, sure. So the idea here is to be able to show that, okay, this is the goal. The goal was to get people to buy, and this is the campaign we did. This was how much we used for this campaign, and this was our targeted to so and so people, and we're able to make 21 sales in 7 days. And you're able to show screenshots of you, your ads manager, screenshots of the website where 21 people bought within that the 7 days range, right? Supporting that. And that is what a project like that would entail. That's if you're in that, that's if you're into social media advertising. Okay. Okay. So the next thing that one would could do is LinkedIn content strategy. So we all know that LinkedIn is quite different from Instagram, it's different from Facebook. because most LinkedIn businesses are, some of them are B2B, while some are B2C, right? So, but then the tone is always different. The tone is not casual. The tone is usually semi-formal or formal. So people understand that you're talking to a different type of, you know, different group of people over on LinkedIn. So you being able to create something like that, a page on LinkedIn, and grow it and be able to sustain engagement. It's not about showing growth. Yes, growth is involved. It's not about engagement. Engagement is involved. But then it's about saying that this group of semi-formal slash formal people, you are able to work with them. You know how to get them. You know how to reel them in because they are quite difficult to reel in, right? So these other platforms are more, you can be casual with them, you can be formal with them, but then they are more on the free side. But your ability to create something on LinkedIn will show that you are more professional. Okay. So that's the B2B um, niche that I was talking about. Most I've seen people who, one time a client of mine was looking for someone who managed their LinkedIn page, and the people who um, I was asked to screen them because she was really looking for someone who could do that. And so my work was technically to go find people on Fiverr and screen them, and until I find maybe top five people, then or top three people, then I can send to her to now make the final decisions. And so then again, she said I must be able to show their portfolio, but then because their portfolio is what will make them. So I was looking through these people and their LinkedIn, and I would always ask them because now I'm following my clients. I'm always ask them, um, please send me your portfolio so that I can look at before our main meeting. And then you see these people just sending me links of pages, just links of social media pages. And I'm like, what am I doing with this page? Are you currently working with these people right now? Or did you work? So I have so many questions. So, but a simple portfolio would have sufficed. Like a simple portfolio would have been all they needed to send, and a screenshot of what they did with them and when they did this, did such, right? So people would ask you for your portfolio. Okay. Okay. So also in this case too, you might also want to screenshot apart from the back end your content calendar. You don't want to send them a link to your content calendar. You want to send them a screenshot because that link is kind of like your intellectual property. Okay, you don't want to send them a link to that. You want to send them a screenshot. The only link you'll be sending is your portfolio link. That's all they need. Okay, so basically I've kind of touched all of that. Another thing that you might want to a project that you might want to do is kind of like a product launch project. So growth is different, right? Engagement is different. We now talked about B2B, showing that you can talk to this different group of professional beings on LinkedIn, right? The other thing you want to be able to um, showcase is that how to how to create a campaign for a product launch campaign, in the sense that it's not just about growth, it's not just about case more or less awareness and sales, kind of awareness and sales. So in a case where there's a client who wants to launch a product they have, products can just be a service that they now want to start doing one-on-ones, and they want to let people know about it, and they created a social media page and need someone to man it for them, right? And so that's your it's not just about going to create a it's not just about creating posts to create engagement. Your your goal is that you want to be able to announce that so so and so product is live, so so and so date. So every other thing you post towards that, it should be related to that, right? So it's a different strategy, it's different from engagement, it's different from growth, it's quite different from every other thing, right? So that is another kind of project that you can come up with that you put on your project section. Remember, I basically will not say you should have more than four four projects, right? Four projects should be your tops. You can have other things, just keep it by the side, but don't put it in your portfolio because you don't want to give them an assignment. The idea is that your portfolio should be as swift, people should see, read as fast, everything as fast as to be able to get the idea of who you are as fast as possible. You don't want to bombard them with too many projects, right? So that it seems as if watching or going through your portfolio is like a job for them. Okay. So the other part might be YouTube. So for YouTube, right? For YouTube, the easiest way is to create your own YouTube channel. Think about what can you do to be able to create a YouTube channel. If you're able to successfully create this YouTube channel, I'm saying in 3 to 4 months or 3 to 6 months, you're able to cross the threshold of 1,000 subscribers. Now you're doing this for yourself, right? That you're creating a YouTube channel, but you can be able to use it as a project and say, oh, I actually can serve as a YouTube manager for some other person because now I know the tricks. You know the tricks of how to grow your audience, you know how to create engagement, blah blah blah. And then you have proof. You have a living YouTube channel to um show as your proof of what you can do, right? You can be if you feel like, oh, you're camera shy, all of that, you can I don't know what you can do if you're camera shy because YouTube is basically for the face, right? But then you can do that whole faceless YouTube channel thing and just do a voiceover. But the major thing is that okay, you're doing this for yourself, and then at the end of the day, you want to be able to use it as um, a proof. You want to use it as a project that you can actually man someone else's YouTube channel for them, right? Another thing is podcasts, but because most foreigners actually do a lot of podcasts, but now I think the whole video content thing is booming. So most people are converting their audio podcasts to a video podcast, right? So there's more demand for video management, as YouTube management than audio management like podcasts. Okay. So basically, I think I've mentioned like 5 things. Now remember, your portfolio shouldn't be more than four, minimum three, not more than four. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. There's another thing that some other people are able to, the whole aesthetic. Initially there used to be this whole Instagram and aesthetics. People still do it now, but people now know that engagement is better than all those beauty Instagram aesthetic thing. Being able to get people to engage is more important than um, aesthetics and looking fine. So I don't know if anyone has a question. If not, we can call it a day. I think I've already answered this question. So, okay, guys. I don't know if anyone has any questions before we leave. Tomorrow is going to be a stressful day. guess. Okay, guys. In the absence of any question, the absence of any other question, we're going to call it a day. We're going to call it a day. Thank you guys for joining today. Thank you, Christiana and Cynthia and Samuel. Right. Thank you. So, in the absence of any questions, we're going to say good night. Have a lovely week. Keep praying and definitely be consistent. Consistent is the key. Is consistency is key. Consistent. So, you guys, thank you very much. Let's see. Okay.